Good evening, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtap, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Wall Street Journal newspaper headlines. So, first of all, U.S. economy grows at slower pace. Next, lays of age higher in tight job market. Next, at Toyota, changing of guard promises new path. Next, Elliott Reddy's Salesforce board fight. Next, oligarch stumbles in peace push. Next, ex-officer face murder charges. Next, America's last washboard company is still cleaning up. On page number 2 in US news section under that, corporate layoffs edge up. Next, GDP grew 2.9% in quarter. Next, despite some cuts, jobless claims fall. Next, bike path attacker guilty in 8 deaths. Next, mining blocked near wilderness area. Next, Hong Kongers can extend visas. Next, footage of attack on Pelosi's to be released. On page number 3 in US news section under that, 5 former officer face murder charges. Next, US sees servers of prolific ransomware. Next, California to increase area's water supplies. On page number 4 in US news section under that, discovery of Pence's classified files present a new dilemma for Garland. Next, lawmakers call for access to documents. Next, Democrat Democrat Scaffy announces bid for Senate seat in California. Next, Salesforce near board battle. On page number 5 in US news section under that, advisory panel backs annual COVID-19 sort. Next, FDA seeks new powers to ensure CBD products safely. Next, can your team to do better somewhere else? Next, fighters union warns about chemicals. On page number 6 in page 1 section under that, at Toyota, new CEO vows shift. Next, VA surpasses goal for housing veterans. On page number 8 in world news section under that, new missile barrage pummels Ukraine. Next, Western tanks rise the stakes for Kremlin. Next, Wagner Group hit with the US sanction. Next, Turkey is urged to halt Russia's American-made planes. On page number 9 in from page 1 section under that, Ukraine deal eludes oligarch. Next, washboard company cleans up. Next, on page number 10 in art in review section under that, lively market for indie cinema. Next, on page number 11 in art in review section under that, an actor's rise comics complaints. Next, leaders taken in by a tyrant. On page number 12 in sports section under that, lacrosse star shoots for NBA. Next, the rugby giant who protects Eagles blind side. Next, a women's final built for power. On page number 13 in opinion section under that, the campaign to ban gas stoves. Next, you see God in Van Gogh paintings. Next, he nailed Mike Hammer. Next, Vietnam War veterans deserve an apology. Next, coming in books this weekend. On page number 14 in opinion section under that, review and outlook in that the economy slows down. Next, Facebook's gift to Democrats. Next, UNC's versus the echo chamber. Next, Americans pay the piper. Let's call the tune. Next, can George Santos and Adam Schiff go away? Next, MIT responds on free speech on campus. Next, why not a balanced budget amendment for Washington? Next, why Knipernik flamed out? Next, Roth is not owed a sinecure. On page number 15 in opinion section under that, will the US really defend Taiwan? Next, thanks but no thanks to Olaf Scholars turning point. Next, the vicious circle of COVID Bullen, Bond, Douglas, and bad data. Next, notable, quotable, fact checking follies. On page number 16 in World News section under that, Chinese consumers ramp up spending. Next, Palestinians cut security ties with Israel after raid. Next, US Israelis conduct a huge military exercise. Next, US citizen held in blast is released. Next, killings of officers spark police protest. Next, wanted militant 10 others killed by US. On page number 17 in business and finance section under that, Renault Nissan to reset alliance. Next, strip considered stock listing in a year. Next, gold rebounds after slumping for months. Next, Google prepares for battle on multiple fronts. Next, Bed Bath and Beyond Lakes fund to pay its banks receives a notice of default. Next, Intel reports a loss wider than expected. On page number 18 in business and finance section under that, families of 737 MAX victims seek monitor over Boeing. Next, Airbus hiring 13,000 to expedite deliveries. Next, Renault Nissan to reset ties. Next, Southwest lost $220 million in fourth quarter amid meltdown. Next, American Airlines swings to profit as sales rise. On page number 19 in business news section under that, co-star Ice Deal has a way to challenge Zillow. Next, LVMH reports record earnings. Next, Hasbro to reduce global workforce by 15%. Next, Comcast losses broadband users. On page number 20 in technology section under that, Stranger Things top streaming chart. Next, on page number 21 in that business news section under that, Chat GPT to enhance quizzes for BuzzFeed. Next, SAP to eliminate up to 3,000 jobs. Next, Chipotle to hire 15,000 to staff burrito season. Next, Doe to cut headcount by 2,000. Next, Intel post big loss. On page number on page number 26 in that banking and finance section under that, Blackstone's income dives, firm misses target for assets. Next, companies resist pricier insurance. Next, Adani Group slams fraud allegations from short seller. Next, strip sets timetable on listing. Next, Bed Bath cannot pay its bank. On page 27 in market section under that, stocks jump after GDP data earnings. Next, bankers executive dogged for misuse of messaging. Next, Tesla shares rally on Musk talk. Next, gold prices rebound. On page number 28, heard on the street section under that, Toyota needs a new EV road map. Next, GDP data does not tell economy's full story. Next, Valero can keep pumping profits. Next, for Sony, the last of US is just the start. On next, that much for today. Thanks for watching.